Hi everyone, yes, to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today we're going to be making a slow-cooked Moroccan chicken recipe. Usually it's made in a tagine, which is a clay pot that I don't own. So I'm going to show you how to make it in a regular pot on the stovetop, and then we finish it off in the oven. So easy to make, full of flavor. The chicken is juicy and moist. It's going to have saffron and preserved lemons in it. Lots of flavor in this. Your whole family is going to love it. Let's get started. So we're going to be using some chicken quarters today because that's what I have. I think I have about 5 or 6 over here. That's what fits in the pot, but you can definitely make a bigger batch. I do recommend using a juicy cut of meat like this, or a whole chicken that's cut up into portions. I don't recommend using chicken breast because it's going to cook for a long time and the breast is going to dry out. We're going to make the marinade first. So for that, I'm going to begin with some saffron. It's a pretty pricey ingredient, but all you need is a little pinch of it. To get the most out of it, I like to pour some hot water over it. It kind of infuses into the water and creates a little saffron stock. And that way, all you need is a tiny bit. It's so aromatic and perfumey. Just a little bit, like a 1/4 cup is all you need. So I have a little bunch of parsley that's already been washed and dried. I'm just going to finely chop it. It's mostly the leaves and the top part of the stems. You could just finely chop that. Over here I have 6 garlic cloves that have been grated. You could put 5 or 6, it's up to you. 1/2 to 1 teaspoon, it's up to you again, of ground cumin, makes it nice and warm. A teaspoon of coriander, this is ground coriander. I have dried ginger that's ground. All you need is a 1/2 teaspoon. It's a very warm and strong spice. You can use fresh ginger if you want. A heaping teaspoon of sweet paprika. And over here I have preserved lemons. These are small lemons. I'm only going to use one because it has very strong flavor. It's perfumey and it adds really nice flavor. They soak this in salt and then in water, in a salt water solution. And if you add too much, it overpowers the dish. So we're going to use the zest and the pulp for this. But first we're going to get the pulp out with a spoon. You kind of take it out like you would an avocado. Just go ahead and finely chop that. You can find these in local Mediterranean or Middle Eastern grocery stores, and online too. Amazon does sell them. So I just cut these into little strips so that way they will perfume the dish, and whoever is not a big fan can just pick them out. If you finely chop them, then it kind of gets blended into the dish and, you know, you have to eat it, like it or not. Then I have a teaspoon of honey that I'm just going to add to the saffron water. If you don't have preserved lemons, if they're hard to find, or if you don't particularly like the flavor, you could just use the juice of a whole lemon. 1 or 2 lemons will work. A couple teaspoons of olive oil. Some salt, 1½ teaspoons for this much chicken. Season it to suit your taste. And some freshly cracked black pepper. You can throw a little bit of harissa sauce in here if you have it. Maybe 2-3 tablespoons would be really nice. Or some crushed red pepper flakes if you like extra heat. And then just toss the chicken in the marinade. You can marinate the chicken and then just refrigerate it overnight for maximum flavor. But an hour sitting in the marinade will do. This marinade has tons of flavor. In the meantime, you can go ahead and thinly slice a large onion, drizzle about 3-4 tablespoons of olive oil on top of it, a little pinch of salt, and cook it until it's nice and soft and golden. That's going to take about 10 minutes over medium-low heat. Preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to clean up a little bit, and then we're going to move on to the next step. So once the onions are cooked, you can go ahead and add the chicken with all the marinade to the pan right on top of the onions. Make sure you get every last drop of that marinade because that's where all of the flavor is. Then go ahead and top it with your favorite olives. I have pitted Kalamata olives. You could put about 12 to 15 olives in there. I don't even bother chopping them. I put them whole. Green olives are really nice in this. Put the lid back on the pot if it's oven proof, and then you want to bake this covered for about 30 minutes. If you don't have a pot that can go into the oven, you can transfer this to a baking dish. A 9 by 13 inch baking dish would be perfect. Cover it with foil and let it bake at 325 degrees for 30 minutes. Uncover it, raise the temperature to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and let it bake for an additional between 30 to 45 minutes or until the juices thicken and the chicken is fully cooked. The internal temperature of the chicken will reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit when it's fully cooked. Take it out and then it'll be time to serve. I'm gonna serve this with a chickpea pilaf that I'm going to make in the rice cooker, and let's get started with that. So I cannot live without my rice cooker. I buy it from the brand, I think it's called Aroma. The link to this, if you want to purchase it on Amazon, is gonna be on the blog post. It makes rice perfect every time. It keeps it warm and it keeps my stovetop empty so that way I can just use it for other things. Plus my stovetop is electric and it doesn't cook evenly. So this saves my life every time goes bad, which takes a few years for it to go bad. I always reorder a new one. I've been with this company for years, so I do love them. They did not sponsor this video, by the way. So all I did was I finely chopped an onion and then I added it into the insert, the rice cooker insert, with about 3-4 tablespoons of olive oil and a pinch of salt. Then go ahead and press the flash rice setting. That keeps the heat a little bit higher. Sometimes what I like to do is after 3-4 minutes of cooking, I like to turn it off and press flash rice again so the temperature stays nice and high and the onion cooks quickly. So you're gonna do that for about 10-15 minutes or until the onion is nice and soft and golden. If you don't have a rice cooker, you can do this in a regular pot on the stove top too, very easily. Next, once the onion is nice and soft, go ahead and grate 2 garlic cloves and just warm them through. Just stir them in there for a few seconds until they're nice and fragrant. Then go ahead and rinse a can of chickpeas. So 1 can of chickpeas, you could add 2. I'm doing 2 cups of rice. So 1 can of chickpeas is okay, but 2 is even better. Rinse them really well and dry them and add those in and stir them all together. Make sure that you soak your rice before you start cooking your onions. I have 2 cups of basmati rice that I've just rinsed 4 or 5 times under running water. I just basically changed the water a few times until it was clear, and then you just want to soak it in the water. Make sure the water is cool. That's going to keep the rice nice and light, and it's going to get rid of that extra starch. Drain out that water and then add the rice with 2 cups of either chicken stock, vegetable stock, or even water with the juice of a lemon to it. Mix that all up, add 2 teaspoons of salt, a little bit of black pepper, give it another mix, then turn the machine off and turn it back on using the white rice setting. Once it beeps, all you have to do is fluff the rice up and it is ready. It's gonna keep it warm for a few hours too, which is great. You can make this way ahead of time. So the chicken is ready and it did cook uncovered for 45 minutes, and that's how long it took for it to be ready and for the juices to really thicken and for it to get that beautiful color on top. The rice was done in no time and it's nice and fluffy. I like to serve the chicken on a bed of rice pilaf, but you can serve this over couscous with salad or even with some toasted bread. That sauce is delicious with some toasted bread. It's time for the taste test. This combination has to be my favorite over the rice. The chicken is juicy and flavorful. The lemon is so nice in it. I do want to say though, you should taste the lemon peel if you've never had it before, if you've never had preserved lemons. They are very strong, almost like perfume. So if you don't like them, I would leave the lemon zest out or the lemon rind out and just put more of the pulp inside or substitute them for fresh lemons. Again, it's up to you. The whole thing is easy to make and so delicious. Perfect for a dinner party or something like that, or even for a weeknight meal for the family. The exact measurements are on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, yes.